If you've thought about celebrating Cinco de Mayo this year, or even if you just want an excuse to serve some yummy Mexican food, you should definitely make these colorful Spanish tiles to display your food. These festive stands add both function and fun to any fiesta you're planning this spring. Party planner Risa Baker is here to show us how to do it. It's always so great to see you.
So nice to see you, Britt.
Risa and I were busy in catch-up mode, and then all of a sudden, my eye line diverted, and I was like, oh my goodness, these are gorgeous.
Thanks, you're so kind,
No,
Brooke. Thank you.
They really are. I mean, again, her beautiful brain in action is our benefit today because, anyway, tell us what you did. I'll let you own it. These are so fun.
Okay, so I have a darling neighbor that's getting married to a darling boy from Mexico.
Okay.
And my girlfriends and I thought we were going to throw this amazing shower for her, and we wanted it to be bright, and we wanted it to be a fiesta, and we wanted it to feel kind of like Mexico.
I mean, they just served you the perfect party theme.
Right? I was so excited
Yeah.
when I figured it all out. And so I wanted to really bring in that Mexican feel. And the number one way to do that is with Spanish tiles. But I couldn't find Spanish tiles anywhere. They're expensive.
Really spendy.
Yeah, and they're really small if you do find them, and they're kind of maybe sometimes dingy, I don't know. So I thought I would just create my own.
I mean, why not just make these beautiful, bright, faux Spanish tiles, and you get up close, and the detail is even more stunning.
Oh, thank you.
These are put onto tile.
They are. So the way that it's done is I just created these tiles on paper form. So you can print them out to be 12 by 12 paper. So it looks kind of like this. I recommend printing it on thicker paper so that it holds up and you can set food and things on it. And then you simply go to Lowe's, that's where I found the tiles, and get a 52-cent tile.
52 cents.
52 cents. You can't, it's
In this
not
world
expensive.
of inflation, that's really, doesn't that just sound good and
Yes,
feel good?
it made me feel good.
52
It sounded
cents.
great, yes. And the number one thing that I recommend looking for is a tile with terracotta on the side.
Okay, how come?
Because I pulled in terracotta pots, and that kind of gives it more of that Spanish feel. And so look for a terracotta tile.
Okay.
That's my number one tip. My second tip is you're just going to want to paint the top with a little bit of white paint. And the reason we do that is if the paper doesn't fit on perfectly, that's okay, because the white will just bleed off onto the edge and it looks hand painted. So when I had friends coming to the shower at my house, so many of them stopped me and said, wait a minute, did you paint these tiles?
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, and I said, no, I didn't, but I think it was that illusion of just seeing that little bit of paint off the edge.
So you kept the rust rim, you kept the terracotta rusty red, and then the white just kind of feathered over the edge there.
Yeah, and that's what gives it that look of being hand painted, and also the graphics, they're just beautiful. So.
Yeah, the way they're soft and kind of bleed, the color is just subtle.
And they look hand painted. So it's really fun to do. And then I thought, gosh, I want to add some variety with, you know, having some up off the table, maybe some down on the table. And so it was the easiest, most simple thing I could possibly do. I went to the craft store and purchased some candlesticks.
Oh, stop. Look at this.
So you can do the kinds I have here. You could do taller ones if you wanted. And I simply hot glued them to the bottom.
Does it hold the weight then of a tile?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I guess you've got one on every
sturdy
corner.
Yeah, it's very sturdy. Yeah, so one on every corner. You could even put another one in the middle if you wanted. And then I just Mod Podged the paper on the top. It was super fast, like instant gratification, not very much money, but really a big, big wow factor for people that came.
Each one of these less than $5?
Well, so if you're doing just one like this, that doesn't have the legs on it, you're looking at under $2.
Under $2.
Under $2. So the legs add around $5.
Well, I guess there's the inflation, the lumber.
Yeah.
The humble, 50-cent legs, but we can handle that times 4.
So the legs make it cost more.
You mentioned the paper, you want it to be thicker. Is this a matte or does it have a shine to it? I can't tell.
I prefer, this is kind of an in-between. I usually order matte, and the reason I do that is the colors usually take better on matte paper to be more vibrant, and you don't get that yellow hue that you sometimes get when you have a glossy paper.
And these are your designs. You created these, you've made them available as a download.
Yes, they're in my Etsy shop, so you can purchase this whole package. I have bridal signs, and then I also have, just fiesta signs. It's in English and in Spanish, so that people that come to your party will know that they're welcome.
What a great touch. And the water bottle wraps coordinate?
Yes, so I always say dress your water bottles, because that is the most inexpensive way to add that personalized wow factor to a party. Even if you're just tying a ribbon on or tying some tulle or wrapping paper, in this case, coordinate it with the tiles. But Always dress your water bottles. Your guests will feel like it's just next level.
That's a party rule I've never heard. Dress the water
Dress
bottles.
the water bottles.
Dress the water bottles.
Dress the water bottles.
Beyond that, you don't need a lot on your table. I mean, you mentioned the terracotta plants and some of the bright, colorful, fresh flowers. That sets the mood.
Right, and so these flowers were just from Lowe's as well. I picked up the tiles, I picked up the flowers, and I was ready to go and just simply potted them in the terracotta. And the thing I like about these, they're small enough that you can give them as gifts and say thank you for coming or thank you for helping or here's a flower for your new house or whatever. They just work well as favors
and
to extra helpers.
Tell me this was the foundation for chips and salsa.
Oh yes, for sure.
Okay.
My girlfriends, when we do a shower for cute girls in our neighborhood, I'm like, I'll do the decorating and the invitations, and you guys do the food. And they brought it. We had all sorts of like corn dip, bean dip, guac. We had a churro bar, salsa bar. I mean, it was over the top and so fun and memorable.
And that's what you want. You want a memory, right, for the bride and for the groom and for everyone celebrating them to take home too. Risa, thank you so much for your beautiful brain and for sharing. Where do we find your Etsy shop?
It's etsy.com/shop/Risa Design.
Okay, Risa Design. We'll link you to from our website. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good to see you, friend.